Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm really excited. We have a prototype knife to check out, to give a little feedback on. I don't know, there's a couple things on this one. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. This is the newest one from Tempest Knives. Let's get it unzipped. I had to take special care because this one's from our good buddy, Knives Fast. Thanks for the sweet sticker. I appreciate that. I really appreciate Casey from Knives Fast really giving me an opportunity to check this one out. Now, he's created a knife company, Tempest Knives. And I'll tell you what, as a thumb stud fan, an axis lock fan, this is a frame lock that is gorgeous. Details are incredible. Now, just look at this right here. Let me know if you can really see that. This is the Tempest Knives Mach 51. And of course, look at that inspiration. You know, you got, I mean, that just looks like a Mustang right there. You know, you got your hubcap for your pivot, little wheel. I mean, look at the details on that pivot. Now you can already see this is titanium frame lock. Beautiful, beautiful orange peel. And I have to tell you, honestly, like, I'm in. There's wired deep carry pocket clip. Excited to see that. There is something I want to talk about that in a little bit. You can see the frame lock. You know, it's on center. We're looking pretty good here. Now, this is a prototype. And then, of course, you know, this is modeled after, like, the Mach 51 airplane. Now, I'm not a really big Spidey flick guy. This is easy to Spidey flick. Very, very easy. You can see that beautiful blade. It's an M390 blade steel. Overall, it's got a beautiful shape to it, you know. I think the design on that, pretty outstanding. You can see the detent ball in there. You can see your lockup. For me, titanium, always a little bit slippery. This orange peel just makes it feel beautiful. Now, you do have that forward choy a little bit. I have a large glove size hand. You don't need jimping, you know, with the ramp that you have right here. Plenty of room to hold it without the forward, but it's very comfortable holding it like this with the forward finger choil. So that's pretty cool, man. Good job on that. Now let's take a look at that grind. I like the high grind, very, very slicey, very beautiful. Now, one of the things you have kind of the cockpit fuller right here, they're calling it. I like the design of that. The only negative for me, you know, I'm used to thumb studs. So you guys have seen in the past, I always put my fingers on those darn frame locks right there. So actually doing it as a Spidey flick gets it off of there and makes it really accessible for me. So I kind of like that. To me, that's a bonus. Now, the lockup's really good on it. It is a little tight, but as soon as you break it past that detent ball, it's got some smooth action. And, you know, I think the second or third person to check this out besides Casey. So still breaking in. So I'd imagine that frame lock portion is one that you would totally, you know, dig on that. Now you do have that spear point blade and you have that swedge cut in right here. So that's just a beautiful little accent to it as well. Now the pocket clip, shout out for the deep pocket carry clip. I like that. I'm not a huge fan of the wire clip. I know it works really, really well. Very, very successful. But Casey had an update where he was able to get a Lynch Northwest pocket clip from another awesome Casey up here in the Pacific Northwest. And the Lynch Northwest wire clip that he had and sent to him is going to make a run and fit on him. So that to me is going to be a huge upgrade. So, you know, it still sits a little deep in the pocket, which is nice, but not too deep. Now this knife, it has collected some very, very special people over the years. I'm just kidding. But you know, you're still sitting where your knife's not going to be very visible. You know what I mean? So now hardware wise, you got your standard Torx, which is great. I'm not able to really flick it out right now using like a thumb stud deployment method, you know, with my thumb. But you know, if I place my fingers properly and don't press down, you know, there is the ability to, you know, roll it out. And I was just trying to work on that earlier, and you can do it. But for me, honestly, that Spidey flick action actually works really well. So that cockpit fuller opening that he cut on both sides, terrific. Little bit of M390 labeling, I like that. And then of course, your backspacer, your titanium backspacer, you know, Tempest Proto. I would imagine there'll be like maybe a Tempest Mach 51 on here. Those kind of things that Casey talked about. So that's kind of cool. And even more so, like it's cut out on both sides, you technically have right or left-handed carry on this one. So he didn't forget about any of the right or lefties on this one when he designed it. So that's very cool. He included everybody. However, I'm not mad at all, but there might be a couple lanyard fans that might be disappointed. You know, I guess you could always loop it through your wire pocket clip if you really wanted to, but no lanyard fan love right now. And I'm totally fine with that. Some people may not be. Now, the specifications on this one, overall, you're looking at 8 inches, a 3.5 inch blade, we talked about in the M390 blade steel, the handle, 4.5 inches overall, and a weight of 3.49 ounces. Now, this is inspired by the Mach 51 Mustang. Also has that, you know, beautiful, I think I misspoke and said it was the plane before, but he's got some inspirations on this from his love of planes. He's got that and the Mach 51 Mustang. And your blade stock is 3.2 millimeters. So what do you guys think? Is this, excuse me, is this one that you guys are excited to check out? To me, like this, it's very basic. It's very beautiful. It's made of some wonderful materials. You know, the only negative to it, I'll tell you right now, I'm not able to keep this one. To me, that's the negative part. You know, I know what Casey's done. You know, we all know it's hard to design a knife, make a knife, get it built, put the money up for it. I'm super excited in this one. And that's one of the ones where it's just like, it's really cool to see this design and get it in hand before production. I'm a very big proponent of being able to get a knife in hand and say, wow, that's terrific, get me one. So I know, honestly, I'm at least going to order one of these on the first run that comes out, if not two. You know me, I like to give one away sometimes. So overall, I want to know your guys' thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on this as a frame lock. To me, and one of the reasons why I think I like it, even though it's not an access or a frame lock, or I'm sorry, not an access bar or thumb studs, is because it's got that slender feel. You know, I'm a fan of the slender knives, the Benchmade 940, those kind of things. And I think this kind of fits that mold, you know. So it's a thin knife. I like that. It's got I like the forward finger choil. It's got a built-in ramp right here, so you don't need the jimping, you know. I do want to do a couple comparisons just to show you so you guys can get an idea for how big this one is. And I think overall, you know, a fair comparison is like the Benchmade Bug Out, you know. And we'll do a couple comparisons because everybody likes their own, but that's a pivot to pivot. You know, a little bit further to the left, you can do a tip to tip. So you can see how, you know, the Tempest Mach 51's a little bit further or a little bit bigger. And, you know, your tail to tail comparison right here. So to me, that's the most fair comparison. Of course, you can get, you know, your Bug Out in titanium and different blades and those kind of things, but I like just the smooth, sleek, elegant look of this. That orange peel ply probably put it over the top for me. Everything feels really nice. You don't have any sharp edges, things like that. I think those details were paid attention to. I really like that. I really, really like that. So, Casey, great job on this one. I'm excited to, like I said, pick one of these up. I really appreciate you putting me into the mix for checking this one out as a prototype. And I look forward, I was kind of hoping, and just for me, Casey's a fan of the blue. We like the blue, and I was kind of thinking maybe there'd be some like this kind of colored blue for like the pivot or maybe the hardware. But I know overall, the consensus on the community, they would like it in a design like this. More simplicity, have the ability to kind of trick it out yourselves. Send it to your favorite modder, be like, hey, trick this one out for me. So anyways, I put a link in the description down below for Tempest Knives. Please check it out, get signed up so you can follow them on Instagram and also see when the drop's going to be coming out in pre-order, I think, is how it's going to go. But overall, this one's for me. I like it. I don't say that too often on the frame locks, but, here we are. It's a good design. It's a good knife, and it'll be one that'll get lots of use. So, anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Make sure to do something kind for someone. It really means a lot. But most importantly, you guys take care.